All right, here we are, folks. We are in Red Lake Falls on a lovely, crisp Tuesday evening. Big district game. We got a couple weeks left until the district tournament. Should be a good rematch. I think we won against these guys earlier this year, 9-4. So they're going to be out for some retribution. So we'll see what the boys in blue can do.
Yes, good evening and welcome to the Carden Hart Arena, just a stone's throw away from the Clearwater River here in Red Lake Falls, Minnesota. The Lumberjacks of Bemidji have traveled an hour and a half west to face the Eagles in what will be a battle between two powerhouses in District 16, which could have significant implications on postseason seeding here in a few weeks. I'm Dana Angus Heather along with Eric Adams on this Tuesday evening, and we're getting set to watch what should be a great game here in the Red River Valley. A quick review of the Minnesota Youth Hockey Hub will show that only 4 teams from our district shall fall within the top 40. And we got the pleasure of watching the first 2 of those teams battle it out here today on the frozen water. The now rankings show Red Lake Falls in 5th position. Our Bemidji Blue team here is in 17th. Bemidji White is in 32nd, and East Grand Forks rounds out the last at 35th place. So even though these 2 teams are separated by 12 spots in that ranking, they have identical percentages of 7.14 each. Bemidji is coming into this game with a 3-game winning streak, and Red Lake Falls is sporting a 5-game winning streak and a much better win percentage since the new year started. So we might see a different Red Lake Falls team here tonight than the one that we saw back in November when Bemidji upended Red Lake Falls 9-4, like you said, at the Sanford Center. Tonight the boys in blue are doing just that. They're wearing the blue. And we'll have Colton White to our right. And of course the home team of Red Lake Falls will be wearing the whites. And it's probably going to either be Ellis Sletton or Addison Smith in goal. We'll see when the puck drops.
Take this moment to give a shout out to our sponsors: Ryerson Construction, KLS Construction, Stitchworth Meats, Dale Schmidt Agency, Lapeer Shorelines, and Northern Amusement. We just had 3 of our best sponsors walked in. And of course, we got Northern Amusement on the penalty kill. We got Lapeer Shoreline on the power play. Stitchworth Meat on the 5-on-5 goals. Ryerson Construction on the in-game sponsor. Dale Schmidt Agency on the scoreboard. And KLS Construction on any stat corrections. Also, we'll take this moment to give a shout out to our amigo who couldn't be here tonight, Gavin. Hope you're watching at home. I'll try to tape that Zamboni for you, buddy.
We're going to have to figure out how to do shots on goal ourselves tonight, maybe.
Yeah.
It's tough when you don't have your statistician with.
Right? We got a statistician right next to me. Huh? Yeah, I said we got a statistician right next to me.
It appears that once again we have our full roster here tonight. I don't see anybody that's sick or looking sick.
That's a win.
That's a good sign for this time of year. Mm-hmm. Madison Smith is indeed going to get the nod for the goal tonight. Off to our left over there. And we're going to start this one off with the Tyken line. Off the faceoff, it's controlled by Red Lake Falls, and the Eagles will bring it in across the Bemidji blue line, right up to his mouth of the goal, but it got right on through. Up to the near side, Adams tries to clear. It's held at the line. They drop it back in deep. Comes up to the mouth of the goal, and Colton Smith will cover that one up. We'll have our first stop of the game with 16:46 left in the period. Shot right on as the puck comes off the face-off, and Colton White saw that one. She was screened pretty good, but you got her wrangled up and held on. Again, it comes right to him. This time it's on Roscoe's stick. He's going to clear it to the far side. Stitsworth now will send it up through center, get out across the line, but it's blocked there and sent back in. Roscoe again will take it, bring off the wall to Stitsworth again. He'll get it across the line again. And Red Lake Falls will crumb cross ice for the near side. Shot from there, goes wide of the cage, just barely, and goes over to the far side. Tyken gets a hold of it there, gives it to Stitsworth. Up again, now back to Tyken, but it doesn't get all the way to him, and Westover will send it the rest of the way. Tyken gets in, sends one wide of the goal, and Red Lake Falls will pick it up deep in their own corner. Comes up to Lapeer across for Angus Heather. Angus Heather will chip it into the zone, not too deep though, and it'll come back out to center. Lapeer now, he'll bring it over to the near side, backhanded up ahead for Jacobson, and Jacobson will get across the line and back out again before Red Lake Falls picks it up and heads the other way. Far right side, takes a shot, goes wide, but Smith wasn't going to take any chances on that one, or Whitey rather, wasn't going to take any chances on that one. And he'll glove that one down with the stop and play. Off the face-off, Jacobson takes the draw. Red Lake Falls controls, and Lapeer's able to get it out to center. Red Lake Falls gets it back in the zone, and Jacobson gets it over to Yerbich on the far side. Back across the near side now. Battles down into the near wall. Red Lake Falls gets the win on that battle, and it comes out to center. You get up to the blue line, dump it in behind, and Colton White will send it out to the near side. Picked up by Red Lake Falls there and back in behind. Now Jacobson will send it over to the far side. Yerbich now on along the half wall, up and out to center. And it'll be picked up in the Red Lake Falls defense there and brought up to middle ice. Meyer upends his player and heads to the bench. Another hard hit on the other side. Puck comes down into the Bemidji zone, and Roscoe's there to retrieve it over for Westover. Up ahead for Ryerson. He tries to tip it ahead for Baird, but out of his reach. Red Lake Falls will pick it up, come back the other way. Across the line, shot right on. And Whitey will hang on to that one for another stop and play here with 14:36 left in the first. Line takes that one, comes over to the near side. Ryerson picks it up there, sends it up ahead. Picked off nicely by the Red Lake Falls Eagles. And Roscoe will chip it all the way down in there, and that's going to be an icing on Bemidji. And we'll bring it back down to the left of Colton White. Faceoff comes over to the far side. Moran sends it up ahead. Can't quite get it out though. Comes to Baird. Baird works back down the line deep in his own zone. And he's checked off the play, and it's picked up by Red Lake Falls. They've centered up. Shot goes blocked in front. Another shot. Whitey saves that one. He goes down, and puck goes over to the far side. Moran clears the zone and picked up by Baird at the line, and he gets all the way across and down deep into the other zone. Can't quite get a shot on or a centering puck there, and it gets rung around the boards from behind. I don't think Bemidji's got a shot on goal here yet.
Nope.
And we're playing hard against the far wall. They try to chip it back down, but it's picked up by Red Lake Falls out to center. Carried across the red line and dumped in, picked off by Roscoe. Other way now. Up through Baird and up to Moran. Moran's looking for a center, wasn't there, so he grabs it, goes to the corner. Centers it now, but it goes right on a Red Lake Falls stick. And they'll bring it back out to center. Get across the red line, dump it in, give chase. Whitey drops it for them, and Roscoe will swing it around on the near side. They hold the line at the blue line and send it in behind, centered up again. Almost deflects right on goal there, but it goes wide again. Now the clearing attempt goes to Moran and over to Ryerson. Down deep in the zone now. Red Lake Falls picks it up again. And they get it out to center. Comes up to Stitchworth. He gets back in the zone, comes to the near side. And Tyken will go to battle, but he overskates it. Down in deep now. Tyken will still have it at the back of the wall. Looks for a center, it's not there. Now he does, gets it over to Adams, but it gets through him, and it comes out to center. Engessether will pick it up at the red line. He'll dump it into the zone. It's going to go right on goal, just to the side of it. And Addison will cover that one up for Red Lake Falls with a stop at 12:21 left in the first period. Faceoff comes right in the slot, but Adams can't quite get a stick on it. It's in his skates. Red Lake Falls picks it up, carries it out with some speed, gets a shot on goal, and Whitey will hold on to that one again as it goes right into the red basket off his chest. Five minutes into this one, and Bemidji doesn't have a shot on goal yet. 4 on the board for Red Lake Falls. They hold his own to get another shot on goal. Comes to the near side. Engessether will tip it off the board. No, he won't. He'll hang on to it. Tips it off the back wall over to Stitchworth on the far side. And it comes back up the line, held in. Centering attempts intercepted by Engessether. Now it goes down in the corner. Still controlled by Red Lake Falls there. They head over behind the net, look for a center. And it doesn't get through. It's picked off by Tyken. Tyken can't maintain it though as it's knocked off at his stick. This time Lapeer carries it out, and it comes to Adams at the blue line. Can't quite get across the line though, so everybody's got to check up. Back in for Tyken. That's going to be icing as it gets through everybody and goes all the way down. Certainly a different team than we've seen when we played Red Lake Falls up in Bemidji, as they're moving the puck well and getting good shots on goal. Again, they pick it up in their own zone and come back the other way. Cross the line, wide right. Centering opportunity goes on Jacobson. He sends it out to the point, comes right back in. Down in deep now. Roscoe send it up the wall. Yerbich is back on with some fresh skates. He had a blade problem earlier, and it comes up to Meyer. Cross the line, back out. Jacobson tries to hold it, but comes out and back in, and that's going to be an offside call on Bemidji. And with 10:51, we'll bring it back out of the zone.
Go, Jacks!
Faceoff comes to Westover. Westover up ahead for Yerbich. He bats it down in and gives chase. Jacobson takes a swat at it on the back wall. And we're going to have a boarding penalty of some sort, maybe a roughing on Meyer as the puck comes down the other way. Whitey saves it. The call is going to be interference on Meyer. So he'll sit for 2 minutes with 10:29 left here in the first period rather.
That brings us to our first Northern Amusement penalty kill.
Faceoff goes to the far side. Roscoe will rip it around the boards to the near side. Moran will help it out of the zone. Picked up by Red Lake Falls and back to Moran. He'll chip it down into the zone. And it'll come back up through center. They get across the line. Drop pass to the point, shot from the high circle. And the deflection was just wide of the net on a wide open net as it was cleared back out of there and all the way down for an icing on Bemidji. A minute 35 left on the Meyer penalty as the puck comes down into the Bemidji zone. Faceoff comes right to White. He knocks it over onto Moran's stick. Moran brings it up the near side. Not out though. Now it comes, now it's played with a high stick. And Roscoe will get it back out. And picked up by Baird. Baird now gets across the line, loses it in his skates under pressure. And Red Lake Falls will transition the other way. They fall and Westover's able to sweep it aside. Now they get another shot. That saved by White goes to the far wall. Over to the near side now, they'll take another shot from the circle. That one goes off the side of the net. 59 seconds left on the Meyer penalty as the shooting gallery continues. Red Lake Falls behind the net now. They'll go to the far side with it, up to the point. From there, they'll drop it to the half wall, try to return the pass, but it goes right out to center. And that'll give Bemidji a chance to get some fresh legs on the ice. Tyken, Lapeer, Engesether, they all come out. And Moran is still down on the forecheck, down on this PK. Comes out to center for Lapeer. He chips it high and over to the near side. Up to the blue line. Red Lake Falls gets it up ahead. And they get into the zone, but it's picked off and brought back out. 19 seconds now left on the Meyer penalty. Up to the point, gets just past Lapeer, comes out to center. So Bemidji's going to have to check up here. He turns it back up ice over to the far side. Stitsworth rather will bring it into the zone and he'll get ridden off the play as it comes back to the blue line. Tyken now over to Engesether on the near side. Engesether will take it up, get across the red line, sends it in, and it's picked off by another Red Lake Falls player. Again, he sends it in, same player will receive it. And now the penalty to Meyer is expired and we're full strength on both sides. Red Lake Falls gets it in the zone, and Tyken will bring it up, settle things down, and bring it over to the far wall. Lapeer will send it ahead as Roscoe had some momentum, and so he shoots it all the way down in the zone, and he goes down to help out along with Adams. Up to the slot, and it couldn't connect there. It comes up to the line. Stitsworth back down in the corner. Centering attempt. Couldn't find Baird, or Tyken rather, in the slot. And it comes up to the high point. Engesether right back down in. Bemidji now being able to maintain some possession in the zone as Adams brings it around to the point. Engesether now takes a shot, boot save, and it comes to the near side. Pad save on that one. Comes over to Tyken from the dot, takes a shot, deflected up into the netting. And with 7:20 left in the first period, Bemidji will get their first shot on goal after weathering a 2-minute minor for interference.
Good to see us finally get some zone time of our own.
Off the faceoff, Tyken gets it to Roscoe. Roscoe sends it over to the near side. And Red Lake Falls will send it up ahead there, picked off by Tyken. Out to Westover and to the other side for Roscoe. Roscoe can't get it ahead though. Comes back to him. Now he gets it all to on the other side, but it's going to be iced again. And it'll come down to the Bemidji zone to the right side of Colton White. Jacobson line comes out and the faceoff is controlled by Roscoe. Tipped off of his stick though, and Jacobson's going to have to gather up behind. Red Lake Falls winning that battle though. It comes out to the wall, and they pick it up again. Centering a chance. They got another guy on the weak side looking good, but they couldn't get it to him as it went all the way through. On the far wall now. Red Lake Falls still controls over to the near side. Shot, stick save. And it's picked up by Roscoe, and he'll chip it back out to center. This one will go all the way down. Icing's going to be waved off. And it's going to be held in the zone there by Yurvich. Back for Jacobson. He takes a swing at it and misses. Along the far wall now, they try to clear it out again. Jacobson holds it in again. And they keep banking it off his body and can't get it out. This time they bank it off Lapeer. Yurvich in there, battling away. And it comes up to Yurvich. He turns, swings, misses. And the puck trickles up and goes into the slot. Comes up to Jacobson at the point. He fires it down into the corner. And it'll come up along the half wall there. Meyer now right to the paint. Gets a shot on goal. And Smith will cover that one up and hang on for another stop and play. 5:35 remaining in the first period in this scoreless game here in Red Lake Falls. Baird line comes out, shot from Moran, goes high and off the glass behind. Picked up, brought up the wall. Comes up to the line, held in again. Works over to the far side. Lapeer steps down. He takes a shot towards the goal. That one goes wide, but Ryerson's got it. Can't hang on to it, though. Goes to the far corner. Now Red Lake Falls tips it out of the zone, and they're going to pick it up there and bring it into the Bemidji zone. Get a shot on goal. And Colton White's got a stick save on that one, and he'll dive on that one and hang on to it for another stop and play.
They accidentally gave one of theirs to Red Lake Falls.
Run around the boards to the near side. Comes off of Ryerson, back out. Now Baird's got it on the near side. He's got Moran on the far. Over to Moran. Gets a shot, goes wide. Had a great opportunity, but it went wide of the net. Comes up to the point. Engeseth pinches down and gets through him. Races back the other way now. They get a shot on goal from outside the blue line. And Whitey stays that one. And it's brought back out by Lapeer. All the way down now. Baird's got it down in the corner. He puts a body on his player. And Red Lake Falls fired it the other way. This is going to be probably the first icing on Red Lake Falls of the night. Maybe the second. But it'll come back down. And it'll be just to the right of Addison White. With 4:26 left in the period, still scoreless. Shots on goal are heavily favoring Red Lake Falls. 11-1 at this point. And it comes back out to center as Engeseth turns and fires it back in. Can't get by the Red Lake Falls players though. And they pick it up, bring it back out to center. Cross the line, Engeseth blocks that pass. And now they get another pass off the post. Goes up to the near wall. Adams will pick that one out. He can't get it across the point man though. They take another shot and it Korean's back behind the goal. Lapeer will send it up the near side, gets past Stitchworth, and the cross-ice pass is tipped by Tyken, and it comes over to the near wall. Engeseth can't hang on to that one, goes down in the corner, he's checked, and almost goes into the board head first, but didn't. No call on that one. Adams, nice move to bring it out of the zone. It comes up to Stitchworth on the far side. Ahead of him, though. And Red Lake Falls grabs it again, and the Eagles go around behind their own net. Near side up to the far side now, and they bat it up ahead, and it's going to come in offside as the Red Lake players were in ahead of the play. Faceoff eventually comes to Red Lake Falls, and the Eagles send it down in the zone. Roscoe now, he'll send it right wide for Westover. Up against the glass for Meyer. Meyer out to center, and it was way ahead of Yurvich. He does get to it though, back to Jacobson. Through him too, and now Meyer sends it into the zone, and it's brought back out to center. Roscoe holds the line with his player. And he has to retreat into the zone to get it. Puck comes almost into the crowd in the second tier. And it'll be out of play with a stop and play now with 2:48 remaining in the first period. Off the face-off, it comes up to the point, shot from there, and it's stopped in front. Picked up by Jacobson. Sends it across the defense, and he almost beats him around it, but the defenseman's pretty quick, so he gets there just in time. This time it comes to Yerbich. Yerbich takes his shots, deflected off the ceiling, which isn't that high really, and it brings a stop in play with 2:30 left in the period. Faceoff comes to Westover. He sends it down in deep for Ryerson. Ryerson centers it up to the mouth of the goal, but nobody there to really make a show of it. Gets past Roscoe on the far side. Moran there to help out. Cross ice pass is tipped by Westover, and Ryerson's there to pick it up and send it the other way. Gets through everybody though, and that's going to be another icing on Bemidji with 2:08 left in the period, still scoreless. Face-off shot was trying to get through traffic, and it was pretty tight in there, so that one wouldn't make it through. So Roscoe on the near side, he tries to send it up ahead, gives it up, and it comes to the near side. Now we're going to have a penalty on, looks like it's going to be Westover for, I think, tripping.
Well, that brings us to our second Northern Amusement penalty kill here.
Cleared out of there by Moran, and icing is waved off on the backside, and the Eagles pick it up, bring it over to the near wall. They get it barely out to center, and their cross-ice pass was tipped by Baird, and Lapierre's clearing attempt was stopped at the line. He still has possession though and carries it back in behind, and rings it off the glass on the near side. Now Baird was checked very hard by Lincoln DeRozier from Red Lake Falls. Then DeRozier's able to stop the pass. He comes right to the mouth. He's able to still maintain possession. Now he trips Lapierre and gets away with that one. Over to the other side, it's cleared out. And now we got a slashing on Baird.
We got some hometown cooking, it seems like.
So Bemidji now has two men in the box with minute 13 left on the penalty to Westover. And both of those players are uncharacteristically in the box. So the Stitsworth comes to the line to take the face-off. And Bemidji will now skate 5-on-3 and try to kill this one off. Up to the far side, shot from there. Comes right on goal, and it's trickled over to the far side. Now up to the point of the circle, tries to center it. They sure like that backdoor pass, but they couldn't connect on that one, and it goes over to the far corner. Over to the far wall, the half wall. Now up to the point, take a look, and they're going to step up, take a shot. It's blocked by Roscoe, but he can't get it out of there. In behind, they send it over to the half wall. They don't know quite what to do with this. They send a cross ice shot from there, blocked by the pier, and it goes up into the netting. So that brings us down to 31 seconds left on the Westover penalty, and a minute 19 left on the Baird penalty. As surprisingly, Bemidji is not. They're only changing one player up here. As Tyken comes in for this face-off, it goes into the other side. I think Tyken might get it. Doesn't make it though. And it comes down along the half wall in the corner. Nice block there by Roscoe to prevent that pass. And it goes back down in the corner. Along the far wall, they walk in, cross ice. Lapeer had his man tied up nicely. And so it comes to Tyken on the near wall. And he's able to get it out. Red Lake Falls is going to have to check up. We've got a whistle now. And I don't know what that whistle is.
I think the clock is having a problem.
Oh, might be the buzzer.
Might be the buzzer. All right, end of the first period. All right, here we are, second period. Just a couple seconds left on the penalty to Westover. He comes on the ice as Red Lake Falls sends one in close to the goal, but not in. Westover sends it over to the near wall. Stopped there by Tyken, and up ahead for Stitsworth. Stitsworth gets out of the zone, and he tries to sidestep a player, can't do it. DeRozier for Red Lake Falls gets back in, cross ice shot, goes right off the blocker, and over to the far wall, or the area behind the net. Comes up the near wall now. Battle continues. And Red Lake Falls wins that one as they get it deeper in the zone. Westover will swing it around the other side. It'll ring around the boards. Tipped ahead by Red Lake Falls and down in the corner. Centering attempt. Stopped by Stetsworth. And it comes to Westover. Westover tries to get it out. Comes to Tyken. We've got Barrett on the red line, or the blue line, and Tyken sent it all the way down, and there's going to be a icing call on Bemidji again under heavy protest
the red line
from
do we
the
have to be to
Bemidji
get a
fan
non-icing
base.
call?
Right here.
So the Jacobson line comes out, comes into the Bemidji zone. Engelsetter puts it ahead, and Meyer will get it out. Only as far as the red line, though, and Red Lake Falls will send it in on the near side. Lapeer will get it back out of the zone and right back in again. Jacobson's got it on his stick. He crosses over to the far side, and he gets it up to Meyer at the blue line, and back out to center and back in again. Lapeer now will get it up ahead for Jacobson on the near side. Sent ahead for Meyer, and it comes in for Yerbich. Now on Meyer, gets a shot, on goal, and a goal! No, it does not go in. It's not in. Got into the 5-hole, but didn't cross the line. And Smith did her job preventing that one from going in, but Meyer was able to get it on the forehand right at point blank range. Put a hard one on net and almost got one in. Best opportunity for the night there, with 15-15 now remaining in the second period, still scoreless, but just barely. Comes to Westover. Westover takes a shot. That one's gloved by Smith. And she'll hang on to this one too. Meyer to the dot, comes over to the near side. Eagles clear it over to the far side. Westover knocks it off and tips it back in. Comes right in deep behind. And they'll come up to ice on the far side. Cross ice tap, pass is blocked by Yerbich. And it comes right on to Smith as Meyer is right there. Ready to whack it in. Should be loose. Faceoff is held in at the line by Roscoe and down in to the far corner. Behind the goal to the near side now. Clearing attempt, comes all the way out, right by everybody. And they're going to call this one an icing on Red Lake Falls. And the puck will come back down to the right of Smith here. And looks like the Baird line will be there to take the faceoff. Baird steps to the line. He's got Moran on the near side and Ryerson on the far. Goes right in behind the goal though. And Red Lake Falls picks it up from there. Outlets blocked by Roscoe as he steps down. And they'll pick it up from there and skate it out. Back to Roscoe. He sends it back in. Tipped in by Baird. Comes back out. This time it goes to Westover at the red line. He chips it ahead for Ryerson. Into the zone, but on a Red Lake stick. Down in along. Baird tips it down in behind. He'll get a hold of it there. Looks for a center. Nothing there. Now he does. Gets right to Ryerson. Oh, comes right to Moran. He couldn't do it. He tries to center. That one won't go. Out to center. And Roscoe's going to have to hustle to get it back in his own zone. D to D for Westover and back to the near side for Moran. He carries it back into his own zone and back out to center. Comes across the line on the near side. Takes a shot from the high slot. It won't go. Now he's got one right to the slot. Baird takes a blaster from good range. And White's able to hang on to that one and stop that one from going in. So a couple of really good opportunities all of a sudden for Bemidji now as they're starting to come to play. And maybe Red Lake Falls is starting to get a little bit winded. So the Tyken line now comes out. We're off to the left side of Smith. And we're going to face this one off as it goes down into the corner. Comes up to the slot. Backhanded towards the goal by Adams, but it comes back out. Cross the line the other way. Get around the defense. Comes the other side, and amazing save there by White. And the puck goes in behind. Now it comes to Adams. He gets it over to the far wall. Can't quite wrangle it, though, when he comes near side for Stissworth. It's in his skates, though, and it comes out to center. Good hard play there. Now Adams takes a swipe at the puck, and it ends up tripping a Red Lake Falls player, and so Adams is going to go for tripping with 12:58 left in the second period, scoreless.
Another Northern Amusement penalty kill.
It'll have to be the fourth of the game, and Red Lake Falls has yet to have a penalty. Up to the point now. They send it down around the boards, in behind. They're trying to be methodical about it. And it comes to the near side. Pestered there by Lapierre. Over to the far wall. They take a look. Pestered by Lapierre again. He gets a hold of it. Tips it up ahead for Tyken. Tyken's going to race ahead, but he can't get there in time. As Red Lake Falls defense picks it up and brings it to the far side. Tyken still chases him though and causes him to mishandle the puck and create a turnover that comes the other way. Tipped in nicely by Lapierre, and it goes around. Tyken on the forecheck. Goes up in the air, he can't see it. Goes over to the far wall, maintains possession. Now he gets it ahead for Meyer. Meyer tries to get it on the forehand, but sweeps it just a little bit too hard and can't pull the trigger. Red Lake Falls will carry it now into the Bemidji zone. Drop pass, comes to Red Lake Falls again will dump it down in, and it must have come up and touched somebody on the bench. So we have another stop in play. So 1:04 now remains on the Adams penalty. 12:01 remaining in the period. Still a scoreless game.
Apparently,
And hard to believe.
Record the first period.
Shots on goal are 13-5 in favor of Red Lake Falls, so that gap is diminishing a little bit as Bemidji start to have some chances. Meyer takes the face-off and comes into the Red Lake zone.
For taping purposes.
And they chip it back out to center there. Try to go rink wide, and they do. And they can't get it into the zone as it goes off of a player's skates. Meyer picks it up. He chips it down in the zone. Goes wide of the goal. And he gives chase there. He's going to get a backhander as he beats the rush to the puck. And the goaltender, Smith, is able to glove that one down and hang on. So 46 seconds now left on that penalty to Adams. And the teams will line up just to the left of Smith. Off the face-off, comes right to the slot. And comes right on goal. Another shot by Meyer. And a bunch of roughing behind the penalty here. And Jacobson was like a pinball there between three Red Lake Falls players, and nobody's called. So Jacobson steps to the line. And held in by Roscoe. Shot there, blocked in front. Clearing attempt goes to the far side. It's ahead of their player. Westover is going to get a hold of it down in his own zone. Brings it around to the far near corner. Knocked off at his stick, and the battle will ensue in the corner. Continues up right to the slot. Centers up. Goes right on through. Shot from there. Blocked in front by Roscoe, and he gets it back out of the zone. Meyer chases him up with it, and it comes back to the Red Lake Falls blue line as they chip it ahead into the zone. Roscoe will retreat to pick it up. He'll go around behind his own net, and the penalty to Adams expires as it comes just about to Adams as he had fresh legs but couldn't get a stick on it. Westover now will send it rink wide as Baird steps on for Adams. Comes up to Meyer. Meyer is heading for the bench. He knocks it in the zone, comes back out. Now on the far wall, Baird does a fantastic job of getting it to Ryerson, but Ryerson can't handle the pass. And it comes back the other way, and a shot goes wide of the goal on Smith's end, or Whitey's end here. This time Baird's going to get a hold, Ryerson rather, and the Red Lake Falls player does a nice job of defending that one. Tipping Ryerson's stick just in time before he can pull the trigger. Smith hangs on and brings another stop and play. 10:19 now left in the second period. Scoreless game. Faceoff comes up to the point. Engelsether sends it down in deep. Picked up by Red Lake Falls down there. They reverse it. Other side now. They get it up ahead and just out. And they're going to carry it in on the far side. Engelsether gives chase. Drives him to the far side. Now it's upended by Baird. And Engelsether will carry it out to center. Along the far wall. Gains the zone. And he's stopped at the wall. And he gets it down in deep for Ryerson. Ryerson dumps it in behind for Moran. Moran can't quite get there, back to Ryerson. Ryerson looks for a center, tries to do so, goes off the back of the net. Now he picks it up on the near side and dumps it back around behind. Moran gets there first, up to the point for Engelsether. He looks, back to Moran. Back down in the corner now for Baird, behind the net. Centering, tries a wraparound, won't go. Comes to Engelsether, can't hold the line, no, it's too far out for him. Backs up, gets it back in there, comes to Red Lake Falls, and they clear it all the way down the zone. As Bemidji finally had some sustained O-zone pressure here late in the second period.
It's good to see us battle back. I would say that Northern Amusement penalty kill is cooking. Yeah, a little bit more our period than the last period. So
shots on goal now, 13-8, as Tyken steps to the dot. Puck's down, goes into the corner. They try to clear it there, but there's two Bemidji players there. Tyken centers it up, can't get it to Stitsworth. Stitsworth over to the far wall now. Adams will send it back down in deep, and he'll intercept the pass and get it in deep again. Centering attempt goes deflected wide, and the clearing attempt goes right between the defense and all the way down for another icing on Red Lake Falls.
It seems like they finally got the icing called correctly.
They're getting it figured out as far as the stripes go.
There's a little confusion on which line meant icing earlier in the game. The home cooking was tasting pretty good for a little while there.
Tyken out of the dot. Adams, Stitsworth. We got Westover and Roscoe on defense. Roscoe takes a shot. That one's deflected wide. And Stitsworth will pick it up, or Tyken will pick it up on the near wall, and it comes out to Red Lake Falls down in the Bemidji zone. Centering attempt, shot on goal, blocked by White. Comes up to Roscoe, and he shovels it up ahead, looking to get Adams, but he skates in a little bit higher, too quick off the line, and that's going to come in offsides. So the faceoff's going to come out right in front of the penalty box.
Keep working.
And I think the folks in the penalty box are antagonizing Adams there a little bit. Interesting. We'll keep an eye on that one. All the way down, it comes to Tyken. It's got the face-off here. Over to the wall. Red Lake controls. Down in the corner, they send it in behind. And over to the near side, it's battled there by Roscoe. Up the line we come. Tyken in ahead for Adams. Real nice. Tyken, nice shot. There goal! Great shot there. What a great play by Adams and Tyken.
Nice work, boys. Nice work.
So what happens when you move the puck?
Way to move the puck, Blue.
That's a 5-on-5. Stitsworth meets goal, scored by number 18, Wyatt. Assisted by number 23, Brody. Some good puck movement. Finally got the barrel on home.
Go, Jack.
Put the pass right on the tip. Right over White. Went over the shoulder, I think. And Faunus might have gone under the shoulder. I don't know. But it went in on the far side.
End of the day, it went in the net.
And Bemidji with a 9-14 deficit in shots goes ahead 1-0. So ozone time is useful here. Bemidji now looking better. Comes across the line on the near side. Meyer gets it down in deep. It comes to Roscoe. And Red Lake Falls is going to carry it up the far wall and out to center. Coming in on the far side, near side rather. Shot goes way wide. It's tipped. Clearing attempt comes up to Jacobson. He gets it out to center, but it rolls off of his stick and back the other way. Back to him again. Now he's checked hard, high, and driven into the boards as the puck comes in on Smith. Another shot opportunity goes right through the paint. Now another one, swing and a miss for Yurvich. Red Lake Falls comes out to center and across the line. Westover now does a nice job of stopping that one, and he gains possession down in the corner. Brings it around the near boards, and Lapeer will give a chase there, but the Red Lake Falls comes ahead with it. Doesn't get past Meyer, though, and he carries it back out and shovels it down into the Eagles zone. Eagles grab it there, and they come up through center. Now we're going to have a trip on number 40 as a Red Lake player goes down.
Come on.
And I'll tell you what.
Another Northern Amusement penalty kill. I guess the home cooking's back, second course. This is getting a little ridiculous.
That's the fifth penalty on Bemidji tonight. And we don't have one yet on the Eagles. So faceoff will come down to Colton White's left as Lapeer rings it around the boards, and it'll come to Baird. Baird stops, gets it out, up to Moran. Moran can't handle a pass. And it comes out to the Red Lake Falls blue line. Baird now intercepts the pass, gets in, comes in the near side, drop pass for Moran. He can't quite handle it as it docked off of his stick. Eagles come back the other way up to the blue line. They tip it in, but not very far, and Baird is able to snag it from there. Stops, sends it up to the point. They shoot from there, and that's booted out of there by White down into the corner. Eagles will pick it up, try another center, and that tip is tipped by Moran as it comes out the other way for Baird. Jared's skating hard tonight. Comes all the way down on an icing. Again on Bemidji.
Just when
We're
I
gonna
thought
go back the
they
other
were
way.
at least getting the icings right, we're back to it.
Boy, they chased that one down hard too, but they called an icing anyway.
Definitely tipped into the zone, but okay.
My first thought that these young referees were going to be scared to call penalties is completely wrong. And off the faceoff, it comes out to center. Red Lake Falls tries to send it back up. And this time Red Lake Falls gets into the zone. And they get a shot on goal, and Colton White does another fine job of gobbling that one up and hanging on. 5:47 left in the second period, $1:02 left on the Meyer penalty. And with a 14-10 deficit in shots on goal now, Bemidji starting to close that gap even more. Still skating shorthanded though. Adams comes in for the faceoff, and he owns that faceoff and carries it out himself. Cross the line on the near side, shot on goal, stick save into the corner. He gets a hold of it, nice shot, shorthanded opportunity there. Angus Ether holds the line, and it comes to the Eagles in mid-ice. Adams can't quite hang on to it. He comes back out to center, and he turns and fires it right back in there. Eagles deep in their own zone, go up the far wall. Back out, tipped again by Adams, doing a fine job here on this PK. Finally, they get it across the white line or the red line and dump it in deep. Sent into the corner by White. Lapierre now, he'll send it up the boards, but not very far. And the Eagles will carry it right up to the dot. They try to send it in. It's loose in front, and Whitey's got to cover it up. Finally, they get a goal. As it was loose in front for a long time, and it was never blowing dead. But eventually, when you got 5 penalties, eventually something's going to go in on the PK.
That's all right. Shake it off here, buddy. Come on. You got it. Go to work. Keep working hard, bud. Go, James.
Off the faceoff now, it's controlled by Bemidji, sent into the Eagle zone, and they work it back up the center. We'll see if this goal springs a little more life into the Eagles players. They get a shot, that one goes wide, over to the near wall, up the half wall. It's battled on there some more. Stitsworth's in there, and Roscoe. Up to Stitsworth again, comes up out of there by an Eagle cross-ice pass. They can't hang on to it though. That was the dangerous one there. They ring it around the boards, and Roscoe will pick it up here. Fires it up ahead for Lapierre. Lapierre tips it ahead for Adams, and it'll go into the wall behind, and it'll be battled in there. Behind the net now. They send it up ahead. Westover pinches down and sends it in behind. The Eagles pick it up there on the near side. Back out, comes right back to Westover. Westover now, he sends it up the far side to Tyken. Tyken doesn't quite play it for some reason, not sure why, but it comes up on an Eagle stick there. Cross the line, up in the high circle, it's knocked off of their stick by Westover. Up ahead for Yerbich, he's got some skates. Tyken on the forehand, gets it right in on the White, blasted a couple of times by Yerbich, and it just will not go. As White was, or Smith, I think it is, maintains the possession in the paint. Wow, 3:37 left in the second period, and a tie game, 1-1. Shots on goal now 18-14 in favor of Red Lake Falls. Faceoff comes to Meyer. He takes a shot, but his shot was blocked, and it wasn't very strong. Comes up to Roscoe. He holds the line, sends it back down in there, and the Eagles will pick it up there. They try cross ice this time, and they get it out of the zone, but it's pestered there by Meyer. Now we got a whistle, and the ref is having a talk with Meyer, but we're going to take the face off. Looks like we've got another penalty on Bemidji. This one on Yerbich. And I think they're going to give him a trip.
Another Northern Amusement penalty kill, 6th of the game here.
Off the face-off. Eventually comes to Jacobson. He's going to skate it out of there. He's going to split the defense. He's going to get ridden off the play. And down in behind, he tries to drop it, but there's nothing there but Eagles. Comes back out. This time Angus Heather picks it up. Maintains possession up for Jacobson. Jacobson sidesteps a check. Gets in across the red line and dumps it in deep. He goes in on the forecheck, maintains, well, he doesn't maintain possession. It comes to the Eagles on the far side. They work their way out through center. And big number 15 looks a little gassed. Shot is deflected up into the shortest ceiling in hockey. And brings a stop and play with 2:29 left in the second period and $1:10 left on the Yerbich penalty.
Let's go, Jack!
Face off to the right of Colton White. And it's rung around the boards to the far side where Adams picks it up. Or Moran, rather. Up ahead for Baird. Baird's checked off the penalty, or off the play. And comes over to the near side on an Eagle stick. Back to Baird, recovering from that check. And now it comes to Westover at the blue line. He sends it up ahead into the Bemidji, or the Red Lake Falls zone. And it's held in there by Baird. 3-on-1 though, comes out to Moran. Now Moran puts it down in deep. And the Eagles will pick it up back there. Near side, up to center. They have to sidestep Moran. They get across the line on the far side though. They go wide right. Down in behind. Skate all the way to the near side, up to the point on the left side. Passing back and forth there. In the skates, back down to the half wall. At the hash marks now, they send it back up to the point. Take a look, shot there. Stick saved nicely by White, back in the corner. They try the other side now, and it goes back in behind. Westover knocks it over to the far side. And Moran is able to get it up the wall, onto his stick. He's going to skate it out of there, and he's going to skate it into the zone all by himself. He's got Baird with him, though. Takes a shot, goes off the pipe on the far side. Over in the corner now. Baird's pasted against the wall. And it comes up to the point for Westover. Westover steps down, sends it in behind. Back out to him, shot from there. Loose in front. And it's picked up by the Eagles and out to the far side. Battle goes to the far wall with 50 seconds left in the second period. Comes over to the near side now. Bemidji on a great forecheck here as Moran goes and fillets some lumber. Now on the far side. Clearing attempt finally comes out, and it comes over to the near side. Moran's there too. He holds up on a check smartly as it comes through Roscoe. He sends it towards the blue line, and the Eagles pick it up and carry it the other way. They send it in deep with 22 seconds left in the period, and it's picked up there by Westover and up the near side. Up ahead now for a fast-moving Ryerson. Cross ice for Baird. Shot from there. That's deflected high into the netting, and that'll bring another stop with just under 10 seconds left in the period. In a 1-all game.
Let's go. Keep working.
And a good, hard-working Bemidji team here. So this will bring the fresh legs of the Tyken line out. Off the face-off, it comes into the dirt circle and goes in behind. Comes in behind, centers it up. Not there, though. It's going to go to the far wall. And that's going to play it out for the end of the period here.
They don't. As the so they use a whistle.
Apparently, the clock horn doesn't work in this building. So we're going to pause here for Zamboni action. And with 14 minutes here for that to take place, we'll be back and decide this one. Shots on goal, incidentally, are 18 for the home team and 15 for the visiting Jacks. So it's Jacks are working their way back, clawing their way back, and good things will come if they keep after us.
Just got to keep their heads. Clearly, this is going to be a hometown called game. They got to understand that and play smart. And here we go, Dana. Period 3. Tight game, 1-1.
Shots right now are 18-15, so it's almost even here. As the puck is down for third period hockey. Comes in offsides, apparently. All right, faceoff comes to Roscoe. Roscoe skated into the center zone across the red line. Carries it all the way in. Right to the dot. Other side, shot! Adams! Adams from Roscoe.
That's another Stipsworth meets 5-on-5 goal scored by number 23, Brody. Assisted by number 27, Brody. Gotta like that Brody to Brody connection. Now we go 2-1.
Go-ahead goal is at 15 seconds into the period. Back at center now. Off the face-off. Red Lake Falls gains the zone. Come wide right. Can't pull the trigger. Westover fails that one. Over to the other side now. They get up to the point with it. Down into the half wall. Shot in from there right in front. And the Bemidji D needs to work a little harder on pushing those guys out of the paint. Comes back the other way. And Red Lake Falls will control in their own end here as they go rink wide to the near side. Dump it in and head to the bench. In behind Westover. Over to the far side for Stittsworth and up ahead for Tyken. Tips off of his stick though and out to center and right back in. Shot from there, comes up. Blocker saved by Colton White. It goes up into the netting for a stop and play now.
What did he do to the celly?
16:03 left in the third. 2-1 Bemidji. Jacobson comes out. Shot comes up to the point. Shot goes deflected wide and it's picked up by Meyer. Across the blue line, tries to dangle, can't do it. Chases it down in the corner, puts a body on his player, and centers it up. It's cleared out of there by the Eagles. Steps down, Jacobson steps down and fires it down in there deep again. And this time it comes up to the line, saved by Angus Ether. And we've got an interference penalty. Who's it on? Looks like it's on Bemidji, of course. And why wouldn't it be? And this is getting to be comical as Jacobson
That number 7
steps to the box.
That brings us to another Northern Music penalty kill. Here we go again.
So face off to the left of White here. And drop of the puck, we got a whistle. Clarification of the penalty, it sounds like. That's going to take one tick off the clock. I think they're going to just let her go. Coach wanted to know what the penalty was. It's interference. And the faceoff comes to the near wall again. Rolling around the boards, Moran shoveled it over the far wall, right up to the point, back in. They maintain control at the high point. Deflected off of Moran and down into the point, over to the wall. Goes down in the corner. And we got a finally, we've got a penalty on Red Lake Falls, and number 15, Lincoln DeRozier, is going to get the bin. Tripping, I think, is the call.
Go, Jax!
Well, we got 4-on-4 for $1.39 here. Then we'll have a brief Lapeer Shoreline power play, hopefully.
Comes up to Lapeer. He takes a shot, goes wide. Deflected to the corner. Moran's there to work on it. So we are 4-on-4 hockey here as the puck comes around to the near side. Down in the corner. Baird's got it down there. Sends it over to Moran. He carries it over behind the net. Looks for a center. Tries to send it up for Angus Ether. Comes to Baird. Baird now sends it in behind for Lapeer on the other side. He returns a favor, except he couldn't get past the defender. Works towards the goal with it, back to the point, or to the corner.
No, that's actually interference.
Lapeer going all kinds of crazy down there trying to maintain possession. Finally, it comes up to an eagle, and they chip it ahead and down the other way. And they are going to call this one an icing. So apparently somebody has paid off the refs here over the period break, and so Bemidji's starting to get a few called their way. Down in the Red Lake Falls zone, Yerbich takes the face off. It goes over to the far wall. Roscoe takes a shot from there, deflects up high, and is picked up by the Eagles there, and they skate out to center. Cross ice pass ahead of everybody. Westover will get there first. Tries to get it up to Ryerson, but it gets tipped. Shot from the near wall, goes high and wide, off the glass and out. All the way down the other way, Yerbich is going to go on the forecheck along with Ryerson.
Let's go!
Down in deep, goes up the far wall. They sidestep Yerbich, and that gives Roscoe a chance, and shoots in the goal! Play comes up to Roscoe. And I'm not sure who's going to get the assist on that one.
Roscoe.
What's that?
Oh, the assist? Yeah, that I'm not
might
sure.
be. It might be 25.
Jace.
Yerbich. But either way, Bemidji has got an even strength. Well, maybe it actually looks like it might be a shorthanded goal now because the penalty has expired on the clock, but the player's still in the box. Not sure what's going on there. And with
I'm
that,
not sure what they got going on here, but
with that goal, Bemidji's going to go ahead 3-1 as the play goes down into the Bemidji zone. Red Lake Falls owns it on the far side. Shot on goal to stick saved by White. Goes over behind. Over to the near side now.
Lapeer Shoreline power
go
play
after
now.
it. He's going to get bodied. All of a sudden, nobody wants to play the puck. Finally, it comes to Roscoe, and he springs Tyken, and Tyken gets hauled down, and not a single call on that one. Roscoe takes another shot, tipped in front, rebound, doesn't go.
Oh, man.
Back in behind. Red Lake Falls now is going to pick it up on the near wall and bring it up the near side. All the penalized players are back on as Tyken gets it to Stitsworth. He takes the shot to there, tip and goal! Adam from Stitsworth.
Hey, knock it off, 2-3.
Adams gets his second goal of the game, and Stitsworth gets a assist on that one. And now we're going to have a timeout for the Eagles with 13:05 left in the period
So
in the game, and a shots on goal now are in Bemidji's favor, 20-19, and Bemidji leading 4-1.
We got a 4-on-4 goal scored by Roscoe, and we think assisted by Jace, and then another Stitsworth meets 5-on-5 goal scored by 23 Brody, second of the game. Who we giving the apple to for that one?
24 is
over
going to
Willie.
be
So
Willie Stitsworth.
all that entire line's each got a point. So
And the boys are digging deep. We could see it about halfway through the second period. They were starting to come to life. And that's obviously carried over into third, as it seems that Red Lake Falls is more or less shut down.
yeah, I think they've come to grips. We'll see if they got to keep putting that pressure on. It's still plenty of time for Red Lake Falls to get back into this. But the way the boys at Blue are flying, I like their odds.
Red Lake Falls could be just gas. It's possible. Too many meat and potatoes here on the prairie.
Yeah.
So Smith is going to stay in for their goaltender. I thought maybe that timeout might be a goaltender change. But the faceoff is going to come to center ice, and it's going to be controlled by Red Lake Falls, but just barely. They work their way in through goal, or into the zone, and the shot's deflected. It comes back to Adams as he gets it back out to center ice. All the way back in the zone, they can't clear it. Stitsworth hangs on. Back to Tyken. Tyken now gets it towards the goal, and it finds its way over to the near side, still on Tyken's stick. Red Lake Falls picks it up and goes rink wide with it. Roscoe now gets a hold of it, and now we got yet another tripping on Wyatt Tyken this time.
That number 9, are they just trying to get us to 11? Is it 9, I think. Well, it brings us to another Northern Amusement penalty kill. They sure are getting their bang for their buck tonight. Penalty on Wyatt here. Sort of trip, I guess.
Faceoff goes down into the corner, and Lapeer is able to ring it around to the far side. Moran picks it up, sends it right back. Up to the half wall now, chipped up ahead to Baird and out. Baird again picks it up in the neutral zone. He gets across the line, wide left. Goes down in the corner, puts a shoulder down, but he's ridden into the boards. And off the puck. Puck comes over to the far side. They try to clear it, blocked nicely there by Moran. He can't wrangle it though. And it comes back out to center. And Baird does a nice job of back checking there and gets it back out of the zone. Red Lake Falls just trying to get across the line. They finally do. They got a guy on the other side, takes the shot instead. White saves that one, sends it into the corner. Lapeer now to the near side. They're going to pick it up, try to back end it, blocked nicely by Angus Heather, and it'll come over to the near side. Another shot's blocked by Lapeer this time. Angus Heather picks it up, gets it out of the zone, and comes up to Moran on the far side. Wide right now. He battles there, and I think that's Baird picks it up from there, gets it up to Lapeer. Bemidji moving the puck now nicely over to Angus Heather on the near side. Shot from there, right on. Save made, and it goes down, and it's covered up by Smith, and I think it's Moran that gets upended right after the play because clearly was blown dead, and we're not going to get a penalty on that one. So at any rate, we're going to change up the troops here for Bemidji Blue, and with 48 seconds left on the Tyken penalty, Jacobson will step to the line, along with Yerbich out there, Westover, and Roscoe. Those boys getting some ice time tonight. Comes off the face-off, and Jacobson dumps it in deep off of his own face-off. Yerbich down in the corner now. He gets a hold of it, carries it up the wall, returns it back down into the corner, and it rings around to the near side. Eagles will pick it up there, but not out. Now it gets out, and Yerbich gets it back down in. Out to Roscoe now. Roscoe picks it up in his own zone, sends it ahead for Yerbich, tips it into the zone and gives chase. Comes right back to him, though, on an errant pass. And it's stolen from him over to the corner. They're going to skate it out far on the far Bemidji right side. And it stays out at the center, and finally they dump it down in deep. But it's going to be stopped there by White, picked up by Westover. 3 seconds left. I missed that altogether. But it must have come out of the zone. And
has this feeling always been there?
3 seconds remain on the Tyken penalty. 4-1 Bemidji with 10:38 left in the third period. Well, they got the horn working now, but it's not supposed to go off until later. 10 minutes 38 before that it's supposed to happen. And we got some youngsters up in the corner here where that noise came from. And Dad's ready to go raise some hell with them. Faceoff comes up to the point, shot from there, tip. Doesn't get too White though. They try a centering opportunity, backhand. And now another shot. That one goes into White. He's got to cover that one up. Scoops it in there with a stick and hangs on. And that'll bring another stop and play now with the penalty to Tyken expiring. We got 5-on-5 hockey.
And that Northern Amusement penalty kill has been really good despite how many chances they've had tonight. 8 out of 9 is pretty good. That platinum sponsor of ours.
Faceoff comes to the near side, blast from there, goes wide by about 2 feet. Lapeer now behind, he's going to send it up ahead, tipped out of there. Adams has got some speed to get to that one, but they get there just in time, and they try to go rink wide to the near side. Chip it out of there, and they get past Angus Heather, and it comes to Tyken. Tyken turns it up through center, tips it back down in the zone, but again, it goes up off the shortest ceiling in the nation, and out of play. 10 minutes, 1 second on the clock. And shots on goal are tied, 21 apiece. But now the scoreboard is leading Bemidji by 3, 4-1. Tyken gets his face out to Stitzer, dumps it in the zone on the far side. Chip back out to him, he knocks it down with a hand, comes right back to the Eagles, and they come out on the near side. Tipped it around Angus Heather and all the way down. I think the player thought it was going to be icing. They don't call it on their own team though, so it comes all the way down, and Angus Heather not sure what to do with it, loses it in the corner. Wataika comes in to help out and clear it to the other side. Comes to Stittsworth now. He chips it out, trying to get it to Adams. He does. Can't turn the corner though, and it comes to Stittsworth again, back to Adams. Adams is shouldered off the play, and the puck comes to the near wall. From there, up to the line. Not out though. Angus Heather holds it with some help from Adams. Now it comes out, and Tyken is back to cover his position, and he's able to hold it on the near wall. Works his way up through center and across the line, right in the slot, takes a swing towards it. It goes just wide of the goal, kind of slow-like. And Adams picks it up there, turns and shoots on goal, save made. And Eagles pick up the rebound and bring it out to center. They fire it all the way down. And that had better be an icing, and it is on the Eagles. 8:50 now left in the third period. It trickles towards the goal, but it goes in behind. Over to the near wall. Moran works it down the boards, comes to Baird, back to Moran. He gets checked, comes up to Westover. He sends it back in deep. Centering opportunity goes off the side of the cage. And it comes back out to Red Lake Falls as they skate out through center. Cross ice pass, shot from there, goes up into the net. And that'll bring another stop in play here in Red Lake Falls. The face-off, it comes up to the line and out. It comes out. Player can't hold the line. So the face-off's going to come out to the face-off dot just in front of the Bemidji bench here. And it looks like Baird's going to take this one again. Off the face-off, it's controlled by Bemidji. Roscoe to Moran. Moran up ahead for Baird. Over for Ryerson, just ahead of him. Couldn't pull the trigger now. And oh, then he's pushed into the boards on a dangerous check. Puck comes to Moran, though, right in behind. They pick his pocket and head up the other side. And it comes out to center. Stopped by Roscoe, right back out to center. And Red Lake Falls get it back in the zone, but not without being offsides. So 7:56 now left in the third period. And Bemidji still leading 4-1. Faceoff comes to Roscoe. Takes a look, sends it up through center to Jacobson. Jacobson over through Meyer. He can't get a hold of it though. It comes to Red Lake Falls. They work it down into their zone and back up. Picked off by Yerbich. He rings it around the boards, and it goes over to the far side. Roscoe steps down and sends it in behind. And it comes over to the near side. Eagles pick it up there. They carry it out to center, and it goes off a skate and over to the near side again. This time they dump it down in deep, right in behind the cage. Roscoe up ahead for Yerbich. Yerbich tries to chip it out. It goes straight up, stays in the zone. Shot from there, glove down by Colton White, doing what he does. Saving the day again. And that'll bring a stop and play with 7:15 now left in the period. Jacobson not the face-off. Comes to Angus Heather. He rings it around to Meyer on the near side. Up ahead for Yerbich. Can't get it, quite wrangle it though, and it gets all the way down. And in behind. On the forecheck, Meyer gets a hold of it there. Works it towards the slot. Right loose in front. Shot on goal by Yerbich. And that was tipped to the near corner. And he'll give chase there. Comes up to Jacobson. Jacobson takes a shot. That's blocked. And Angus Heather holds his own at the blue line. Down in deep behind. Meyer now sent it over for Yerbich on the far side. Blocks the pass, though, to Jacobson. Over in the corner. Jacobson will pick it up there. Looking for a center. Can't quite get it there, though, and it comes to the Eagles and out to the point on the far side. Blasted there by Lapeer. That's a stick save and goes over to the near side. Battle ensues there. Myers getting beat up. And it comes over to the net and picked up by the Eagles and out through center. They got some speed now. They come in, try to dangle the defense. Heather puts a body on them, separates them from the puck nicely and gains control. Over for Yerbich on the other side. He tries a tap pass. Comes back to the Eagles. And a nice skate save there by Lapeer to kick it back into the corner. Beautiful play there. Comes up to the point. Back down along the wall. Picked up by Yerbich and back up to the point again. They dangle around some players. They get a shot. It goes deflected up off the glass. Now Jacobson gets pasted along the back wall. And looks like... he's going to take Angus Heather too.
A little too much extracurricular, I think. We're going to get Quincy's out of this now.
I tell you what, that number 15 has got a mouth, I'll tell you. And he and Angus Heather have been into it before. And they used to be teammates in AAA hockey.
That might be why it's getting a little spicy between them. That extra little juice.
Discussions are happening here at the bench, or at the box, and so we're going to skate 5-on-5. We're going to call it coincidentals. 5:44 now left in the game. Tyken steps to the line for this one. Faceoff goes into the corner, and Westover will pick it up there. We'll overskate it. And it'll come into the near side to be battled with Tyken. Tyken chips it up ahead. And we got a penalty coming up on Red Lake Falls. Stittsworth brings it back into the zone for Westover. Back to Stittsworth now. White is off as the extra skater is on. And Westover has a hold of it. Sends it rink wide for Roscoe. Roscoe now up ahead for Tyken at the blue line the other way. Tyken maintains possession, steps in. Goes right, puts a shot on goal. It's steered over to the near side, and it's tipped by Red Lake Falls. And we're going to get I believe, a tripping penalty on Red Lake Falls here with 5:08 left in the game.
Go, Jacks! Now, put it on the board!
It's going to bring us to our second Lapeer Shoreline power play, albeit the first one was of about 20 seconds. So, see what this side of the special teams can do tonight.
5-on-4 is the count. And the puck is down, and it comes to Red Lake Falls. They skate it out to the blue line, and they get across the zone on the other side. Get around the defense, but they can't get through all the sticks, and it goes over to the far corner. Up ahead for Baird, but not out. Comes back to Roscoe. Roscoe loses it to a player who takes a shot. And I thought that player had a penalty. How could he be out of the box already? Well, anyway, he is. And Baird takes that one, and Roscoe sends it around to the near side. Morano, he'll skate it around to the far wall, go to Stittsworth. Stittsworth looking rink wide, goes to Jacobson. Jacobson gets out of the zone, stops at the red line, tries to dump it, but falls. Comes to Roscoe at the line, they get in the zone. And comes back out to center on Jacobson's stick. Turns it right back up though, and it's knocked off of his stick. And over to Roscoe. Back to Roscoe in the zone, up to the hash marks on the far side. 4:05 left in the game. Roscoe's got it in the corner. Over to the near side, up for Jacobson. Jacobson takes a shot from there, deflected right in front of him. And they get around Jacobson as Lapeer comes back and gets it back out to center nicely under double coverage. Comes in on Baird. Baird tries to get on the backhand, tipped off of his stick. And he tries to center it, gets past Moran as well. Back out to center. Jacobson puts a body on his player. Can't separate him. No shot on goal. Blocked by White. Comes out to the high circle and out to Moran on the other side. Cross the line. Center for Baird. Shot. Booted out of there by Smith. And over to the near side. Baird now back to Tyken. Works his way towards the goal, but it's knocked off and over to the near corner. Comes up the wall, and Yerbich will get a hold of it there. He'll go right wide for Lapeer. Up ahead for Baird. Baird tries to shovel ahead for Tyken. Can't do it. And all the penalized players are back on now. Puck goes down into the Bemidji zone, and Ryerson's going to be back there to pick it up. He can't get around the defense, though, and it comes right out in front of the goal. And Colton White's able to cover that one up and bring a stop and play. Coincidentals are back on the ice again. And Bemidji weathered that storm. With 2:51 remaining, we're going to have to keep an eye on Smith down on the other end here as a 4-1 lead approaches late in the game. Face-off goes up the wall, shot, goes stick save off of White. They're going to try a wraparound, won't go. Comes up to the near side. Shot towards the goal is deflected. And it's sent back up to Yerbich over to Jacobson. Jacobson now gets across the line, tries to dangle, can't do it. Held in there by Yerbich, or Westover. And sent ahead and picked off by the Eagles. Clearing attempt goes off the referee and stays in the zone. Shot goes wide, and Westover will pick it up back there, and he'll send it up for Yerbich along the far wall. Ahead now for Meyer. Meyer gets across his zone, gets around the defense, backhand on goal, and another chance by Yerbich will go wide. Over in the corner now. Eagles just batted out of there, and they're happy with icing this one. With a minute 58 left in the game, Bemidji leading 4-1. Face-off, Roscoe shot, goal, stick save, down in the near corner. Comes up to the line, and a battle ensues along the half wall. Again, comes up to the line. Westover saves the line nicely, comes to Baird. Baird's got it, sends it over to the center for Moran. Moran tips it towards the goal, but it's directed back in behind, and the Eagles will break out on the other side. Up to center, cross-ice pass. They get across the line, drop to the near wall. This time Moran is there, and the Eagles will pick it up, bring it across the slot, fire it in on White there, shot goal. White carried his body a little bit out of the zone there, but nobody cleared out the defender, and so they got it up to him and knocked it in. So that's going to bring the goal within 2. And a minute 20 left in the game. Meyer takes the face off, and it goes down into the Bemidji zone, held by Lapeer. This time Meyer is going to get a hold of it in the slot, sends it towards Adams. Adams will get it back in behind, and it'll be carried over against the near wall. Meyer picks it up, forehand shot, goes off the back wall, I think, and comes back to the near side. Meyer again, brings it up to the high slot, shovels it over for Lapeer. Down the half wall, Lapeer falls, and the Eagles pick it up there and go rink wide. Angus Heather tries to tip it, and it comes to White on goal, and he saves that one. Stitzer, nice work there, gets it over to the wall, and comes to Angus Heather. He keeps battling down in the corner, and it comes to Meyer on the near side. Meyer gets it out of the zone. Open net, races on, and the goaltender's been pulled with 15 seconds left in the game. Red Lake Falls comes back the other way across the line. Takes a shot on White, stick save, goes over to the far corner. 6 seconds remain in the high slot. Red Lake Falls won't be able to handle this one, and Bemidji is going to end up being victorious on this one, despite the efforts of the referees.
Well, it's quite the battle. Red Lake Falls came out hot off the gate that first period. Really came after them. We got through some interesting calls. Fought through it. Really kind of started taking over second period on and just kind of put the clamps on and called it good for the night. So good district win.
I'm quick to blame the referees on this one, but the reality is Bemidji just dug deep and fought back throughout the entire game. About midway through the second, and brought her all the way back to a 4-2 victory here in Red Lake Falls.
So we'll give a shout out to our sponsors: Stitchworth Meats, Northern Amusement, Ryerson Construction, KLS Construction, Dale Schmidt Agency, and Lapeer Shorelines. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you Friday night at the PCA against Hallock. And then I think we'll see you Saturday down in Alexandria. So a couple good games coming up. As always, pleasure doing broadcast with the voice of the North, the man with the voice, a legend in his own mind and ours.
Well, good. It's great. We had a really good win there, and we'll look forward to Friday night as these guys can savor this one and get back to the work at it tomorrow.
Thanks for tuning in. Throw some thumbs up and some comments.
Good night, folks.